Oh my gosh, folks, you have got to check this out.
All right, well, we are back from the Madison Belkville Antique Festival, and as you can see, we are out in the New York country again, searching for another country estate sale. So it's supposed to be a smaller house this week, but I think there's some good vintage treasures in there. So we just have to find where the exact house is. I think we are coming up to it pretty soon. It might be around the bend here. Let's see, it could be hidden somewhere. Let's keep looking. I don't see any cars out. I wonder if it's up a hidden driveway or something. I don't know. We're gonna keep going down a little bit more. I might have passed it, so I might need to turn around and hunt a little more for it. So wow, it's really overgrown over here, as you can see. So it's hard to see some of the houses that are tucked away in there. So I'll keep looking and turn this on when I find it. All right, folks, I did find it, but yeah, it's tucked back here, right behind the trees there. That white house, that is our estate sale. So I can't wait to get parked and check out all the stuff that's inside. Look at that, awesome. All right, so I'm the first one here, and if you get a closer look of the house when we move over in this direction, you're gonna see that it looks like there was a fire at some point. So it'll be interesting to go inside. I don't remember ever being at an estate sale where there once was a fire. So it's very interesting. Right across the street is this house right here, and a bunch of it has been torn down. I think there could have been a fire there as well. So I don't know, it's interesting. Maybe it's a fire sale. Since I'm here early, I might as well just scout the house out a little bit from the outside. I just love walking around these areas. This is where they stacked up all the wood for the fire. Pretty interesting. Oh, that must be cool. I wish we could go down there, go down that cellar. That would be super cool. But yeah, this house definitely has some age to it for sure. Wow. Yeah, so I just looked it up. The house was built in 1940 and has 2,600 square feet. All right, we're going in.
This is the first floor of the house.
Here we go.
Outside.
All right, well, as soon as we come in, there's something I can't pass up, which is anything vintage Snoopy. So this is Joe Motocross. I haven't seen this one before, and it really helps that it's not colored in. There's not a current one on the market. So we're gonna pick this one up for $3. It's a nice time, anytime you could start off with good old Snoopy. All right, so this is something that I'm on the lookout more for now, which are these tall glass or ceramic items. It's one of the things I've noticed when watching and also picking with Crazy Lamp Lady, and also watching George the Antique Nomad. Now, you have to be careful with chipping, so this is chipped off here, and you know, they want $10 for it, but I'm gonna pass because of the chip. But this one here, you know, I've just got to start taking some chances on some of this stuff. It's $15. It's normally something that would be out of my wheelhouse. So if you are a glass aficionado, let me know what you think about this, because, you know, it's going to be challenging for me to, you know, start to learn more about these glass pieces. But it's absolutely huge. It's blue. I like the color. And I think for $15, I'm gonna pick it up. I like the air bubbles in the bottom. It's definitely vintage. I don't know the maker, and that's the part that's gonna be tough for me to, you know, to learn that when it doesn't have a maker's mark on it. Sometimes you just need to learn it from the feel of it and the design. So, but, you know, we're gonna take a chance and pick this one up for the 15. Let me know what you think. All right, as I say, always look up top. I'm gonna grab this vintage religious sign. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. It's Josh 24:15. So just had to take it off that hook there, and we're all set. Looking nice. Normally I go for slipcover sets, but this one here, the Life Book of Christmas, it's just too commonplace. You could get it for like 15 bucks, plus there's a bunch of wear on it and discoloration, so I'm gonna pass on it. I showed one of these recently with an angel. It's the popcorn design. These are more generic kind of Christmas decorations with the bells. You do have the snowman here, which is pretty cool. The problem is they want 10 bucks a piece, and that's just too much for these. Normally, you know, I pay like a few bucks for something like this. All right, so it's just the first floor that's available for picking today, but this one really jumped out to me with the colors, and the price is great at 5 bucks. Plus, I saw on the bottom that it's made in Italy, and there you can see it has a number on it as well. So this thing is really cool. I feel like this is something that, you know, like Yvonne Thrifty Rich would pick up, and George and Jocelyn. I don't know, maybe they're watching this and laughing at me and saying no, but I just think this is super cool, and it's definitely vintage, you could tell. So, you know, we'll grab it, do some more research on it later. I love the curvature on it too. I think that's another selling point and something that, you know, I've learned to kind of look for, these unique design elements. It's kind of pitted inside here too, which is cool. So I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty good so far looking for this, more of these breakable type of items. And you know, I love to look for animals. Same thing goes for glass animals. Look at this. This is pretty delicate, but it's really cool how they filled the glass with this white powdery substance. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I don't know if it's salt or something else, but it's cool how they use that to make it appear that color. And this one is just the actual white color itself. So 2 bucks a piece. These also look vintage to me, so I'm gonna grab them. One of the things I've also picked up to look for is things like this that you could use for a paperweight, or, you know, you could put like a succulent in here or something. So I like this one as well. It does look like it has maybe some glue on the outside. I'm not sure.
There's bees and the blue.
Yeah, so I've been picking away at it, and it looks like it's just like some adhesive or something, and this will come off. So this will probably be a buck or two, and I want to pick this up as well. Very neat. Well, I do like the light bright. You've seen me pick up these before. This is a vintage model. Unfortunately, you gotta be careful. You can see that it's been cracked off at the top, which is why it's only 5 bucks. You can see there's the Hasbro model there. It does have the pegs, which I'd pick up if I found them in isolation, but I'm gonna leave them for whoever, you know, wants to pick this up, so they have some pegs to use. So very good sign on this item. Someone just tried to grab this out of my box and take it, so I'm happy about that, actually. All right, so I was just talking to somebody who told me that this is an L.E. Smith.
Yeah, it's a smoothie.
It's a smoothie? Okay, very cool. Very helpful customers here, helping me identify the items. Thanks. Yeah, so the person I was talking to told me that this should be worth about 100 to 150 and possibly more. I looked up L.E. Smith Glassware, and I saw some pieces sell for many hundreds of dollars. I'll put some screenshots on the screen there, but wow. Can't wait to do some more research on this. All right, now this was something I was going to get. You can see it screwed in. It's this cast iron American Eagle. Look at all the dust on it. Now, you can get like 40 to 50 bucks for something like this. But I was just told that it was claimed by one of the estate sale employees, so it's off limits. But yeah, look for stuff like this, because, you know, just bring a screwdriver, take it off, and, you know, likely if you ask, you can get it. All right, I want to talk about something outside of my wheelhouse, and definitely something that would be a big challenge to ship. Probably would have to break it into 2 pieces. Let me know what you would do, but look at this vintage water pitcher and basin. It's absolutely enormous. I mean, let me scale back a little bit so you get a sense of the size of this thing. And look how vintage it is. It's really calling out to me with this blue design on it. It just really looks neat. Now it's dirty. That's going to scare a lot of people away, but you know, I'm going to look past that because I know I could clean that up easily. I don't see any chips or breaks on it. Let me show you. It's really neat. I see one very similar to this on Cherish for $200. So I'm not saying that it would necessarily sell for that, but that's what I would price it at. So again, it's going to be a challenge, but for $10, I mean, my gosh, I think I got to go for it for 10. So yeah, very, very, very interesting and a neat challenge for me for sure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Well, I can tell you this is definitely a lot more challenging to carry around than books. I'm kind of thankful this is only one floor.
Hey, so check this out. It cleaned up really nicely. I am super impressed with this. In fact, when I brought it in the house and I showed it to Mrs. Primetime initially, you know, she was like, wow, look at that. But then when she saw it cleaned up, she was like, oh my gosh, it like really transformed the piece. And it's just, you know, simple cleaning it with some, you know, water and, you know, getting all the dirt out of the inside there. I could flash a light on it and you could see it a little bit better. It's really nice and clean in there. Hold on, let's get this light on here. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, when I found it, I mean, it was just completely filthy inside. So now it really looks great. So, you know, in terms of shipping it, I've got double boxes that are big enough to fit this in it and protect it. And so it's going to be an interesting situation because this is definitely going to be a challenge to ship. But, you know, if I could pull this off, it's going to give me a lot of confidence going forwards in picking up these types of pieces. So $10 for this, gorgeous. And we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
All right, so came across some nice vintage art prints here for the nursery. So we've got the elephant and we've got the bear cub, it looks like. So very interesting. I'm gonna grab these because I see someone has the elephant and there's a tiger one as well for $45 in the frames. So I might keep them in the frames or I might take them out, I'm not sure, but for $5 a piece, I'm gonna pick these two up. All right, so this is one of the other rooms. I don't see too much in here. It's one of these, you know, old doll rooms, and you know, you've got some Christmas decorations. There are some cool things in here, like this flower fashioner. This is by Gadjo. I'll open it up so you can see. Definitely neat, but it's like a $24, $25 piece. So I'm gonna pass on it. Let's see, more Christmas decorations in the corner. This I was hoping was like old advertising, but it's not. They're just old frames. These books you should be on the lookout for if you could find them in bigger bulk than we have here. I'll show you right down here. These are the Through the Bible books. And so they, you know, basically explain different books of the Bible and their meaning. There's just not that many of them, but bigger lots could sell up to like $100, but there's just like 8 of them there. I have no need for a sombrero, but always thumb through the books because you never know what you're going to find. I was thumbing through before and I came across this Wizard of Oz coloring book, and you could just tell it screams vintage. And I love Wizard of Oz stuff. There's the back, has a little bit of creasing. There's, I think, a couple pages that have some coloring, but as long as the vast majority don't, the buyer will overlook it in my experience. So because this is something that's tough to come by and only be like $1 or less, I just love the imagery on it. I'm gonna pick this up and add this to my Snoopy coloring book that I picked up earlier. So we'll add the Wizard of Oz in there and be on our way. All right, so here is another room, and this is incredible. Look at these vintage Native American dolls, and this one has the child in it. These dolls could you know, go up to $100 or more, and they're just amazing. Let me get it in a better light so you can see. You know, pretty tall. It's a nice shape too. I mean, it does have some dust on it, but you know, I'll try to address that later. But my goodness, I think I gotta get this. $5 for that. And then this one here, look at the eyes. I mean, the eyes really stand out. This is incredible. Wow. All right, now I'm gonna go for this one as well. Again, because I love the eyes, and I also love that she's holding this pan and these jugs on the side. That's a cool extra feature. So, wow, this is just super neat. The shoes are cool. I love the look to the side. I just think that's a really nice selling point. I think I'll put her here in the water jug just to keep her safe. There you go. All right, now as for the rest of these, some of these look like primitive pieces. Some of them are broken, like this one has a broken foot on the bottom, so I'm gonna pass on that. Some of them just don't do it for me, like this one here. I mean, you know, everyone watching probably have their own decision in terms of which ones they might grab or not. For me, I don't know if it's just being a guy or what, but I love this lady look with the eyes to the side. And so this one's jumping out at me. Plus, look at that, it's a bell. So shout out to Vintage Vagabond Van Susan, if she's watching, because she made the bell famous on YouTube. So anyway, I'm gonna add this one in here also. But the other stuff here, I think I'm gonna keep. Feel free to yell at me in the comment section if you would have grabbed something else, and then I'll keep it in mind for the future. I was thinking about this one, but I don't know. It's just, I got to go with my gut, so I'm gonna pass on these. That one I'm passing for. It's not gonna fly on eBay. You can't put something like that up because it goes against their policies for racial reasons. So we're gonna leave it. But anyway, all right. I'm happy with the ones that I got here. All right, so moving on from that section, there's a bunch of bells here for $1 a piece, but I really think I got the best bell actually over there. You know, these are mostly modern bells. Some of them are vintage, but like they're from Avon, you know, for example, like this one, or they're touristy, or they're made in China. So, you know, I'm gonna pass on the bells. This book is a whopping $25, The Annals of the World. That's a little bit less than what you could sell it for on eBay, so I'm gonna pass on that. This is a big book, but it's one of these artsy ones, and even though it's in a slipcover, these are the ones that tend not to be worth a lot of money, so this isn't worth that much, like $15 or so I'm gonna pass on this one because it's $10. And then over here you could see that there are these festival figures, but unfortunately the envelope is ripped. Now it does have most, if not all, of the figures in there, but some of them have tape on them and stuff, so I'm gonna pass on it. If you ever see it intact, you could get like $30 or so for it, but I prefer to wait to find one. They're from 1972. They came out other years as well, but I prefer to wait till I find one that's in better condition than that. All right, I think the only thing left to do is to go out through the kitchen area there. I think there's a section to the left there, so we'll check that area out. All right, so in the kitchen area, there's just a lot of common standard types of items there, nothing that jumps out to me to grab. Same thing with the top of the refrigerator, and same thing with the mug selection area here. They're only $1 a piece, but this is pretty modern fare, made in China type of stuff, so I am going to pass up on it. This one did look pretty cool with the design on it, but I don't see that it has a good sell-through rate or anything, so I will pass up on that one. And let's look over in this area. All right, so over here we do have some dog bookends, but as you can see, the price on them is 40 bucks for the set. So even though I love dogs, I'm gonna pass on them for 40. I do see something over here that I really like. These vintage wooden wind chimes. Has kind of a tiki feel to it. I really like them. I like the noise that it makes and stuff. Only $2, so really like the price on it as well. So I'm gonna get this. Definitely should be able to sell this and make a nice profit on it. And even if I couldn't, I'll just drive Mrs. Primetime crazy with it. All right, well, this is what is in the other area here, and again, not seeing anything here that I'm interested in, so I think this is going to do it for us. This is pretty neat, but yeah, I'm gonna pass on it. Maybe someone else will want it. It has all sorts of personal inscriptions on the bottom and stuff, but yeah. All right, that's an old beat up Bible, so I'm gonna pass on that too. Nothing good in the book section. All right, time to check out, get the total price. All right, everyone, what an interesting assortment of stuff today. And as you can see, the total price came to $60. We just pulled everything out and just, you know, rounded it off to the 60, which definitely fair for everything that I got here. I did want to point this out, did notice this on checkout, but interestingly, I didn't notice it when I first found it, but there is a bit of a chip here on the side. So I'm sure that's going to take some of the value down off the piece, but I still think, given the colors, that it's just still interesting enough for the $5. You know, don't get me wrong, if this would have cost a lot more money than that, I wouldn't have grabbed it, but I still decided to go for it. And also just for, you know, learning purposes too. I think that the more you start to handle these types of items and do research on them, the better off you're going to be when you come across it again. So for $5, again, I thought it was worth a shot. So anyway, wow, what a deal. All right, folks. Well, this was the big highlight for me today because I'm just so excited to start expanding into some newer areas with glass. And I think that I did a good job with this one. So we'll see eventually what this goes for, and I'll update you for sure. So with that, we're going to head back to Primetime Treasure headquarters. Check out what Daisy is up to, of course. And as usual, let me know what your favorite item is down below. Look forward to seeing you back at the next one. Take care. Hello there. Hard at work as always. Hello, little shaggy Muppet face. How are you? You got a lot of compliments today when I was at the estate sale. Joyce and her husband said to say hi to you. And so did so many other people that I came across, Daisy. You are so popular. So I just want to thank you for guarding the treasures with all of your ferocious stuffed animals. And I'll be giving extra belly pats to anyone who leaves a comment for Daisy. So thanks, everyone. See you at the next one. Take care.